At noon with the weather much cooler as we take a live look outside. Some areas may have seen a few drops of rain. We will definitely see some ups and downs this week as far as temperatures go. Thanks for being here at noon. I'm Kay Quinn. Let's go right to meteorologist Gary Frank. He's in for Jim Castillo today. Here he is with the Weather First forecast.
Yeah, feeling pretty good as that front moves through. Cloud cover is still around, but temps are starting to fall from west to east specifically. So it's not all that bad outside right now, but I think it's going to be a little different if you're taking a lunch break. By the time you head home, that's where I think you'll see changes, at least temperature-wise. Not much of a change otherwise, as we've seen most of that rain, showers and storms. Last night, I could see them right before I went to bed. A lot of lightning in the distance, especially from Warrenton, Herman. You could see those storms that developed into the early morning hours, even closer to the Lake of the Ozarks. Rolla, Sullivan, Viburnum, but they kind of fell apart as they moved through. So some of us, even in the city and at the airport officially, didn't get rain at all. I didn't have any rain at my house. It didn't even look like it rained a drop in some cases. So that's what we're looking at now. There are a couple of areas closer to Lesterville, Farmington, with sprinkles here and there as this front continues to pass through. You'll notice our temperatures, though, 50 in O'Fallon, Missouri, 64 in Mascoutah. That front's still settling across, and as it does so, we'll fall into the mid-40s and low to mid-40s. I would say that for the most part, upper 50s. It's just going to fall from west to east depending on where you are, and we'll time that out and also talk about a more widespread rain chance coming up later this week.
All right, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you, Gary. Happening right now, testimony underway in the trial of a man accused of causing a crash that severely injured 17-year-old Janae Edmondson. Prosecutors say Daniel Riley sped through the intersection of North 11th and St. Charles Streets in downtown St. Louis in February of last year. He is on trial, charged with assault, armed criminal action, and driving without a license. Riley was supposed to be on house arrest at the time of the crash. It led to the amputation of both of Janae Edmondson's legs. She was visiting St. Louis for a volleyball tournament at the time. Her father testified this morning.
It was that impact, that second impact when he pinned her against the car, and that impact was the grenade training that I had been exposed to, and my mind actually went from father mode to military. And when I looked down and saw her leg was severed, and I knew she only had seconds and not minutes, my mind just kind of blocked everything out, and it was like God just had control of my hands at that time.
Our Christine Byers is in the courtroom for the trial. Look for her reports on 5 on Your Side at 5 and 6 and on KSDK.com. Also happening now, St. Louis Mayor Tashora Jones signing a bill that will redevelop parts of North City. The areas mentioned in the bill are near the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency site. The city wants to clear neighborhoods of vacant lots along North Florissant, Cass, Natural Bridge, and North Grand. New at noon, the NAACP releasing the results of its investigation into Missouri Central Bus Company. The company is used by the St. Louis Public School District to transport students. Today, the NAACP says it's found significant issues and incidents like cracked parts on buses and fires in the maintenance facility. It's calling on the Missouri Highway Patrol to investigate faulty buses. Drivers protested last week, many upset with the way the company handled a racial issue. Missouri Central Bus Company says it's hired an independent third party to investigate. If you live in St. Charles County and were impacted by flooding in 2019, you could soon get a break nearly 5 years later. 5 on Your Side's Mercedes McKay has the criteria you have to meet for a federal buyout.
The 2019 flood devastated homes across northern parts of St. Charles County. Everyone that was here at the time remembers that great loss. Well, now, property owners who were impacted by that disaster could soon start applying for a federal buyout. Nearly 1,000 properties in the county, Portage-de-Sioux, West Alton, and limited parts of St. Charles City are eligible. But the county actually only received $15.7 million, and that can only buy up to 100 homes. Both the buyer and the seller must agree to participate in the buyout. Now, once a property is bought by the county, the home will be demolished and the land will be converted to open space. If you're interested in selling, you can complete the interest form online, over the phone, or by mail. Now, there are certain eligibility requirements properties have to have in order to get this federal buyout. We have those laid out on our website under the As Seen on TV section. In St. Charles, Mercedes McKay, 5 on Your Side.
There are new contamination concerns in North St. Louis County over nuclear waste dumped in the area decades ago. 5 on Your Side has learned the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is testing for possible contamination deep underneath homes. The Corps is testing an old creek buried under 6 homes north of Duchesne Park in Florissant. Officials say it's trying to respect the affected homeowners' privacy, but understands the public has a right to know. We're told remediation is expected to start sometime this year. It is Super Tuesday. Voters in 16 states letting their voices be heard at the ballot box. Donald Trump is expecting a big delegate grab, but Nikki Haley is digging in and staying in. NBC's Bree Jackson has the latest from the campaign trail.
Super Tuesday is the biggest election day on the primary calendar. More than a third of all available delegates for both Republicans and Democrats are up for grabs. Polling places are open across the country as former President Trump is expected to continue his dominant march toward the Republican nomination. He's won all but one of the primary contests so far. Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, she is determined not to give in. Now, even if Trump were to win every single state today, he would not reach the 1,215 delegates needed to win the nomination. That could happen as early as next week. And when it comes to the Democratic contest today, President Biden is by far the favorite in each one. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
The primaries for Republicans and Democrats in Illinois are 2 weeks from today. Text the word GUIDE to 314-425-5355 for a link to our Illinois primary voter guide.
Taking flight. Card Spring Training, sponsored by Woods Basement Systems.
New Cardinals ace Sonny Gray will miss some time due to a strained hamstring, but the question is how much time? We asked President of Baseball Operations John Mozeliak. He calls the strain mild, but getting Gray ready for opening day will be a challenge.
It's always frustrating because, you know, a lot of your off-season planning is about what you want to look like for a 162, and you know, now you're going to have to deviate from that plan a little bit. So it's a bummer, but again, it could have been much worse. So.
Now, while the Cardinals are encouraged, Gray has had 2 separate strains to the same hamstring. That was back in 2022. Still ahead, an audit of Boeing paints the aerospace company in an unflattering light. The problems uncovered after a door plug blew off a 737. And if you couldn't log into Facebook, it's not just you, an outage that affected the social media giant.